The following video is rated PG-13.
Our tale opens in the 29th century lecture hall. Here, history professor and apparent leotard model, Kristin Wells, teaches American history. Wow, look at those iPads. I guess in the future big is the new small. Today the lesson is all about the mysterious Superwoman. Wells explains how all records and speculation only lead to a dead end. The only clues are Superwoman's manipulation of time and space. Maybe she could find an answer by looking out a window. Or a student could propose time travel as part of a research sabbatical. After all, Kristin has done it before. If you're curious, Kristin was introduced as a time traveler in the Miracle Monday novel, also written by Eliot S. Maggin. Wait, DC could make money in the YA book market? Why haven't they been doing that? Faster than getting a grant proposal approved, Professor Wells visits the year 1982. She finagles into being the typist for Lois Lane's new book. That figures, considering Lois is a very poor speller. While in the office, Kristin discovers a costume identical to that of Superwoman's. The suit is meant to be worn by Clark Kent's cousin Linda to an upcoming party. She then pulls a surprised Clark Kent into the office, much to the glee of co-worker gossip. After locking the door, Kristin explains her visit. She informs him that Superwoman will debut to battle King Cosmos, a tyrant from a parallel future. To elaborate, in the Bronze Age, the future would commonly fracture into different dimensions. Different wormholes mapped out by Superman could take you to any future of your choice. Cosmos is from just such a place. Meanwhile, on the edge of known space, King Cosmos is en route. By Perpetua, what loser fathered him? Find out tonight on ABC. Cosmos parks his ship over Metropolis and, of course, declares, well, the usual. Destroy you, rule the world, kneel before Zod, I am your new lord and master. Cliché, cliché, cliché! Whatever beam Cosmos fires, Big Blue has to use his cape as a shield. This is back when the supersuit was comprised of more exotic materials. Attempting a direct approach on the cannon, Superman vanishes when finally exposed to the beam. Kristin calls up Supergirl Chicago for help, but the Maid of Might is unavailable. What could be going on in Chicago that is so important? Frantic that her sabbatical broke time, Kristin refers to the historical records in her amulet, a sort of futuristic Alexa. The amulet can navigate and anchor her in time, as well as allow her to move through space, including solid objects, for her own safety while time skipping. It is then Clark Kent breezily re-enters the office. Apparently, Clark was zapped and all that happened was a timey-wimey adventure with King Arthur. And you thought the Omega Beams sending Batman through time was anticlimactic. Hey, wait a minute, where did King Cosmos go? Who cares, the plot must go on. We pick up later with the Anything Goes party held by Morgan Edge, owner of the Daily Planet. Basically, What If Eyes Wide Shut was hosted at Comic-Con. Gross. Speaking of which, Jimmy Olsen tries to charm Kristin, who, unbeknownst to him, happens to be his descendant. Jimmy Olsen, doing Back to the Future before it was... ew. Evading Jimmy's flirtations, Kristin notices Clark showing up with his cousin Linda. Kristin freaks out that Linda is not wearing the Superwoman costume. Once again, she pulls Clark into a room, much to the gossip of co-workers. She accuses Clark of being evasive about her historical mission, and Clark, though, has had enough of her lame priorities and her whining. He blows his top, claiming he has priorities more important than if his cousin wears a costume or not. Meanwhile, we find King Cosmos hiding in the clouds. He figures Superman has, by now, returned to the present day. His instruments are picking up two unnatural power signatures, one of which is likely Kristin's amulet, and he locates her. The scolding by Clark is interrupted by the instant appearance of a mushroom-shaped maelstrom. Superman observes the maelstrom has no heat, no radioactivity, and no shockwave. The maelstrom is an illusion designed to either distract him or draw him out. And drawing him out is exactly what King Cosmos was aiming at. Superman returns to the party as Cosmos follows him with news cameras in tow. It has been the partygoers' notice on TV that Cosmos has targeted their location. Cosmos short-circuits everyone's nervous system. You would think he would just blow the place up. A force field generated by Kristin's amulet protects her. While securing Superman's identity, Kristin finally figures out who Superwoman is. While the JLA and the military are easily nullified, a woman of tomorrow confronts the once and future tyrant. I really enjoy their zingers. A Superwoman is all, despots never learn from history. And King Cosmos is like, amateur heroes never do learn much about humility. Oh snap! Cosmos shows he means business by dropping a nuclear reactor onto Dallas. Don't worry, Texans have guns. Despite looking like a complete joke, the king, however, does the most commonsensical thing. He punches her. No death trap, no robot bodyguard, he just punches her. It is then Cosmos initiates a time phase. Disoriented, partially amnesiac, Superwoman plummets to her doom. But here he comes to save the day. If Rima were here, she would be shipping so hard right now. Superwoman explains her amulet can trap Cosmos through time and space. Having learned about priorities, she pops ahead to Dallas, beckoning Superman to follow. Once there, Superman catches the falling reactor. They then track the Regal Rogue's trail through time, and the battle eventually spills over into the time stream itself. During the fight, King Cosmos loses his navigator, and so he tumbles aimlessly through time and space. Superwoman notes that today is the day history will record the very first defeat of King Cosmos by the Superman-Superwoman team-up. And then she admits to revealing too much. Back in 1982, Lois has her perfectly typed and spell-checked manuscript, but Kristin is nowhere around to be found. Jimmy also can't find her. It is then Clark saunters up to brag how he once again has one-upped Lois Lane. Turns out he just spent all night interviewing Superwoman. Kristin's goodbye is interrupted by a persistently horny Jimmy, and shutting her ancestor down permanently, Kristin kisses Clark. Satisfied, Kristin departs for the future. I am the Monitor, and join me again as I delve into the lore of DC in the Bronze Age.